We are back here at Altitude Adjustment, and a ton of stuff has happened since our last HVAC episode. So today we're going to be talking mainly about the electrical system, but we're standing here in the garage, so we cannot miss the radiant heat. On today's episode, mostly focused on electrical, but this is going to be a good one, and the house is just getting going.
Altitude Adjustment, a Build Original series, is brought to you by Builders FirstSource, Delta Millworks, Huber Engineered Woods, Pella, and Shark Bite.
Okay, we're in the garage, and you'll notice the same style tubing that we had in the basement before we poured the basement floor. And this is because our garage floor is going to be radiant heat as well. Where we're at in Utah, having a radiant heat garage is actually really helpful when you're pulling your snow-covered cars in. And we will have drains that'll get built in right outside the garage doors, and our slab is going to be sloped towards the doors. So as the cars pull in covered in snow, radiant heat will just keep them nice and warm, melt the snow off, and it'll roll out into the drainage. A lot of questions came up the last time we shot a video about this, about our wire mesh net, and a lot of comments came back saying, that's not doing anything for the support in your slab when it's at the bottom. And you are correct, it's not meant to. The whole point of this wire mesh on the ground is simply to be able to tie these tubes down so it keeps the pipe in an even loop with consistent spacing. When we're doing radiant heat systems, the most important thing to think about is loop length and consistency between the loops so that it's heating evenly. That is why you'll notice over here in the corner, we have 7 different loops coming out, I guess 8 different loops coming out, and they're all just gonna go in their own direction. And this loop will all be the same length. Just gives us a nice consistent temperature. All of the tubes just come up from the slab down below. And when we pour our garage floor, it'll be right over the top of those and you'll never know they're there. So this is going to be an incredibly nice garage from a temperature standpoint, but there's also some insane electrical things that are happening here that I can honestly say we've never done in a garage before.
Building a high-end home at high elevation in a very demanding environment. Every product we choose has to meet strict performance, code, and design standards. Zip system sheeting was a natural fit. It's a seamless integration into our wall assembly, which has been engineered not only for performance, but also seismic resilience. From energy efficiency to code complexity, Zip System allows us to check all of the boxes without adding extra trades or extra steps. Up top on our roof assembly, our Zip System sheeting allows for a quick dry-in, so we can be prepared even during some of Utah's most unpredictable weather. For our subfloor surface, we decided to go with the Advantech X Factor, along with the Advantech subfloor adhesive. Together, they deliver a solid floor with a squeak-free guarantee. All of these together are built to support some of our insane luxury finishes that you're going to see throughout the build here on Altitude Adjustment. The durable top layer on the Advantech X Factor allows for easy cleanup on the job. That's one of our most important things, is to make sure that we have a very clean and very safe job site for our team and our trades. In addition to that, the X Factor layer also allows for protection of the subfloor itself. So when we're framing throughout winter conditions, we're not going to be worried about a year down the road having buckled sheets coming together. The Advantech X Factor was a perfect choice for this project. From top to bottom, these products are helping us build better, faster, and smarter, even in these really tough conditions. Visit huberwood.com to learn more about this full assembly and to find rebates to support your next build.
All right, guys, I want to introduce you to Mark McGuinness with Chesley Electric.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Both the projects we've done so far have been insanely complex. Very highly automated and really detailed. And this is kind of like Chesley's specialty.
This is the culmination of everything that Lutron's created in the last 30 years. We are doing all of it.
typically, Mark, we'll have LED panels.
Yep, 2x2 flat panels.
Yeah, just those little flat LED panels that are nice and bright in the garage. Nothing decorative. It's not fancy. It's more of like a production light, right?
Unless
You're here. But that's the thing is like all these light boxes that are in the ceiling here are more the type of light boxes you would use for like a hanging fixture.
Yep, decorative chandeliers for sure.
So we have 6 or 7 decorative chandeliers in this garage.
Yep, the designer or the owner furnished chandeliers, and then we've also got decorative high-intensity spotlights to light up all his cool stuff.
Early on, we really need to know like what type of fixtures we're using, what type of things we're putting in the home that have electrical demands.
Yeah, it's instrumental in determining the service size. We always ask for HVAC, any sort of appliance specs up front, just for that same reason.
And then 2 other really cool things that we have in here. So there is a ceiling fan mount. So we're gonna put a giant big ass fan here in the garage that's also gonna look really beautiful. And the only reason that we can do this is because we don't have garage door tracks.
Correct.
So all of our garage doors are gonna be hanger style doors. So there's no hanging tracks. And then it allowed us to put a big ass fan in the garage.
Yeah, I mean, you've created a space in the garage where you can actually hang out. That's not the norm.
Right. All right, the master suite. One of the things right off the bat, you guys have used a different type of lighting in this house than most traditional homes use.
Absolutely.
We are using all of the D2 Ketra.
Correct. Every single one of these cans runs on a constant 120 volt circuit. I can put 86 cans on one 14 wire.
So they can just do anything.
Do anything. The whole system knows the longitude and the latitude of the house. And so if you were to turn these on now, they would light up to about 5,700 Kelvin to match the sunlight outside. And if you didn't touch that and you just let it go into the evening, they will slowly turn a burnt orange. And then when the sun sets, they'll actually eventually shut off on their own. You know, our big thing is we like to illuminate the walls, any pieces of art and things like that, and then get the refractory light to light up your pathway.
Yeah.
Obviously in a hallway, you know, we have a decorative sconce. These cans are obviously going to pound this wall, which is going to throw light all through here.
Yep.
But we don't have to have 50 cans in a bedroom. We don't have to have 15 cans in a kitchen anymore.
Right.
Because each one of these is 1,000 lumens. So you're getting twice the output of a 6-inch can.
So like ballpark range for Ketra D2.
You're really going to ask me that?
Yeah, I am. Because I think it's important.
No, and you've seen our quotes. We list price everything. So these cans usually installed were around $810 each. That price for a can is incredibly high. That is one of the most expensive cans you can get. But now that I get to loop all of this together onto one switch leg, I'm not running 7 switch legs back to the lighting panel. So I don't have to do that at $250 a run. Right. I don't have to put the lighting panel in with 9 modules in it. So a fully loaded lighting panel can be $20,000. Yep. Well, that's gone now. Yeah. So now all of a sudden, $800 a can starts to make sense.
It's making more sense.
So around a 10,000 square foot house, you can start seeing that cross. The savings in copper versus the cost of the can offsets each other. And so but you're getting 1,000 times the fixture than a regular 3-inch downlight.
Right. And this is luxury lighting. This is not an affordable home. And that's not what we're trying to do here. And it was important to them that it had a very luxury feel. And everything from the can lights that we choose in the ceiling really go into that. When we come in here to the master bath, same style lighting. Like we're not downgrading the lighting in this space in any way. So we've probably got 3 or 4 individual wires here that are going to run your American lighting canvas.
Yeah, so this is going to be the American lighting canvas sheet lighting underneath the sheet of granite that's going to go on here. Yep. But because of the pull of each one of those, we run multiple low volt switch legs for that off of one driver just to power all those different sheets.
These wires are actually going to land in these boxes.
Yeah, we're going to have a new location on those because this is going to come up to
a little
here.
Higher.
Yep. So we're just going to cut those in at the right height. And that'll be done.
And these are Prado. And the reason designers really like these is because they're minimal.
What I like about Prado is it literally just hooks onto the back of this, almost like a regular plug whip. Yep. So the granite guys, instead of having to cut something, to get that back box perfectly centered on the circle that's there pre-installed, they can just put their circle in,
They can put it wherever.
wherever they want. And then this wire can come through. We wire the plug to that, and it goes in almost like a cut-in box.
Oh,
You
that's
screw it
really
in, and
nice.
the whips come out and holds it right in place.
And then we'll touch on these real quick because there's a bunch of other cool stuff in this house, but more LED tape.
Yep, and this is going to be the shampoo niche across here and then across the whole back.
And because the homeowner wanted this recess niche in the shower on an exterior wall, you will notice we double framed that wall. So we can still get full depth insulation, and we're not sacrificing anything by doing this cut-in niche with lighting. So that worked out really cool. And then we don't have this space wired yet, but this is probably one of the coolest spaces when it comes to low voltage lighting. This is going to be her closet. So I know your crew just started pulling all the low voltage stuff, and there is a lot of it. So they are moving along, but there's tons in here.
Yeah, every cabinet has linear in it. Every shoe display has linear in it. And we're going to use the Lutron Lumeris tunable white tape to match the tunable white cans.
There's just so much fun stuff to come on this, but we're going to walk into the kitchen because there's some cool stuff happening in the kitchen too that
There sure is.
we want to highlight. This is our kitchen space. We have automation whips and line voltage, which is for the under cabinet outlets.
And why are we doing that? This entire thing is going to be backlit granite.
Yeah, this whole island is a giant backlit slab with this beautiful radiused edge that falls to the floor, all backlit. So you'll notice our low voltage wires in the floor here, and there's a lot of them. You guys are accounting for the number of sheets and accounting to put the right number of wires to that.
Exactly, wattage per foot per sheet.
So we have some big timbers that are happening through this ceiling. And if you guys look at the ceiling out here, it looks kind of crazy. Mark, what are all these ropes?
These are light fixtures. These are big swinging illuminated cables of light.
Collier light fixture is what they're called. It truly looks like a chain of marble with gold in between the marble pieces. And it's basically just a chain of light. So the design team came in here in the room and they hung up all these mock-ups so that your team knew where to wire them.
Yep. To exactly where to put the power inputs, and then for your guys to frame out and make sure that there's blocking everywhere we have to make a connection point, non-electrical.
It'll be unique. We also have a giant, like 4 or 5 foot chandelier that goes in the middle of this room.
Yeah.
This big steel ridge beam that sits across this room, the homeowner saw it up and just said, I kind of like that.
Yeah, I don't want to cover it.
We're gonna find a way to weld a box to it and have a really cool like pipe conduit, and it'll just tie in. Downstairs is just as cool as upstairs.
It sure is. It keeps flowing.
So this hallway was challenging for you guys, along with the majority of the rest of the basement. We have radiant heat pipes. We have oxygenation pipes. We have condenser lines from some of our HVAC equipment.
That is the other beauty of these D2 cans. You know, if you remember the 1499 Halos, they were
Deep.
8.5 inches tall. These are 2.5 inches. They can fit in a stud bay of a 2x4.
Yeah,
So that's huge.
it's really nice.
And they're full IC rated. So you can spray foam right over the top.
Win for that ceiling upstairs in the family room that we don't have any other option on.
Yep.
But we kind of mixed it up with lighting. We have Lutron Ketra D2
Yep.
and Lutron Rania D2. So what's the difference between the Ketra and the Rania?
So the Ketra is the full color tuning. We did it upstairs. We then brought it down here into the wellness area.
Yep.
But in the primary bathroom, that is Rania. So that's tunable white. Her closet is also tunable white.
Yeah.
His closet's tunable white because you really don't need.
We don't need to put on the party lights in the bathroom.
closets. Right.
Your team is actually wiring the sauna right now.
Yep.
So this is kind of unique. We got a bunch of really cool stuff happening here.
Yeah, so Cameron's right now, he's wiring up the dedicated circuits, which we decided that we were going to switch. So these are going to be an IR bay here and an IR bay here on their own switch, just in case somebody just is on this bench and this person doesn't want it.
Yep.
Then there's an IR bay here and here on another switch.
Yeah. So infrared light for those of you that have not done a ton of these saunas, because I'll be honest, this is the first one I've done with infrared.
Yep. We're going to be doing another piece of granite here with sauna rated linear behind it to illuminate the space, which will be plenty of light.
Well, and that's really cool too, because the reason for this is our sauna is obviously all wood, but the sauna heater has to be 6+ inches away from the wall if it's a combustible material like wood against it. So we solved that problem by putting a really beautiful stone slab on the wall. And if we're putting a stone slab on the wall,
Gotta light it.
why not light it? This is really where the magic happens when it comes to your team. And like the electrical brain of the house.
This has been a fun one. This has been fun.
And I have to say, this is probably like one of the more beautiful rooms in the house. This is really kind of your hub and AV hub. There is so much stuff happening here. And we'll just start at this end. Like these brand new gateways that he just put in a second ago. So it's like Tesla's version of a fancy transfer switch. So this house has Tesla solar shingles. So we are capitalizing on as much solar power as we possibly can. Vaughn has wired our 2 gateways in here, and these are kind of communicating with the battery storage. We have a 400 amp service. That 400 amp service outside comes into the house and turns into 2 200 amp panels.
Yep.
And what we've got here is 2 200 amp gateways. So we have 4 batteries that are tied to the solar. So the sun shines, charges the batteries up. 2 batteries go to one of these 200 amp panels, 2 batteries go to the other.
Yep. The amount of batteries sounds like a lot, but it's not when you load it up with 400 amps worth of stuff.
Right.
So if the power were to go out and we had no backup except for the battery and the whole house was on, those batteries, they'd be drained probably less than an hour.
Which kind of leads us to why we have these beautiful panels here.
Why we go down here.
I can't tell you how happy this makes me. So this is actually my first time using the span panels. I love these panels. I love this company. I've always loved kind of like, you know, the show they put on at all the trade shows. Like they have cool products.
Yeah.
To be totally honest with you, the reason I had never used them was because the largest panel they used to offer was like a 24.
Yeah, 24.
And if I did 24 breaker panels in this house, I would end up with 1 million panels. Recently, like a year or so ago, they came out with a 48. So you have 2 options. You have one with a 200 amp main shut off, right? Or breaker on it.
And then that's a 42 space.
42.
Yep.
Or we can do the 48 without it. So that's what we have here is 2 48s.
Yep.
So we go to all this effort to put in the Tesla solar system, and we put in regular breaker panels.
Yeah, so if you did something like that and then you had a power outage, like I said, those batteries, they'd be drained in an hour. So as the homeowner, you would come down and you'd say, okay, I'm just gonna what's manually load shedding. You'd just come down and say, I don't need these, I don't need these.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna leave my primary breakers on, whatever that
Necessities or criticals, yeah.
But who wants to do that? So the span panel, again, with a 400 amp service on a house of this size, I would normally be a little bit nervous thinking we're getting tight. But because these are in, I have no problem at all. So when the power goes out or at any time, we can monitor these to say, what's my power draw?
Yep.
Okay, I'm getting, the batteries are at 75%. Okay, well, let's turn off this load over here because we're not doing that. And hey, let's make sure nobody's using the dryers.
Yeah.
Well, now we're down to 25%. Okay, now we're gonna shed everything. We're gonna leave the refrigerators on. We're gonna leave the HVAC on.
Yep.
And now we're down to 10%. Well, let's just leave the fridge on.
Yep.
We
can get rid of stuff as it's necessary to the point where our batteries are dead.
Yep.
And hopefully by that point, sun is coming up, recharging our batteries, and we're back at it. Now we have a regular panel here.
Yeah, so this was Vaughn's idea, which I thought was awesome. So these are rated, these span panels are rated, you can do 100 amp output, switchable output on these.
Okay.
So Vaughn thought, well, why don't we just put all the HVAC loads, the heat tape, it was air conditioners, heat tape, deck heaters.
Yeah.
Put all this into one panel as opposed to trying to eat up a bunch of breaker space.
Yep.
We'll just kill 100 amp, kill that whole
kills
panel.
that whole panel. And then Vaughn spent a little bit of time working on these 2 panels over here that are just beautiful.
Yeah, so this is basically our Lutron lighting control panels.
Yep.
Where normally in a house this size, this whole wall would be lighting control panels.
Yeah.
So because we're using the D2s with that one home run that we talked about, we're now down to a panel and a half. So what you're seeing here, these are all decorative lighting fixtures. All the American lighting under cabinet, all the sheet lighting.
Yep.
So it's a bit, so it's there's 36 loads in here and then another 12 there. So that's not too bad. It's 40 loads.
But on a house this size, like normally you'd see quite a bit more of those panels.
Yeah, 300. Yeah, easily.
But like for a homeowner to come in this room in the end and see baseboard and drywall and just panel covers and like just clean and beautiful mechanical room is going to be like amazing.
I tell my clients all the time, if you want to see the quality of your house, go to the mechanical room.
Yeah, for sure. And then behind us here, this
It's somebody else's problem.
Mountain of wire is someone else's problem. That is so true. But this is speakers. This is shades. This is door sensors. This is data cable. Yeah, we've color coded all of this as well. So let's say 5 years from now, fiber is in the house and he wants to switch everything over to fiber. He can come down, all those wires are here, all of them are labeled, and he can really like transform the house with technology as it's growing.
Yeah.
One of the things that we struggle with, obviously, high mountains, Utah, snow. This year was
Not a problem.
not the biggest issue for the year. But traditionally, it wouldn't be uncommon. I mean, you both live up here. It wouldn't be uncommon for us to have 2, 3, 4 feet of snow around this job site, even at this time of year. So one of the things that we do so often is heat tape. And the reason for that is because if we get 2 or 3 feet of snow up on the roof, it's going to start damaging the roof deck. It's going to start damaging, the joist itself, whatever the roofing material is, but also our highly expensive, very beautiful copper gutters.
That roof pitches this way. It starts melting. You've got gutter up there. The gutter comes down. Now you got the gutter down, and you've ruined your concrete on the driveway.
Yep. The idea truly is like we're protecting the roof structure, we're protecting the roof material, we're protecting the gutters and what's below it. And heat tape isn't something that's common nationwide.
No, that's what we were chatting about earlier. I grew up, born and raised in Vermont. I didn't hear about heat tape until I came to Utah.
Yeah. You guys, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
We missed 75% of the house.
That's
you
a
guys,
surprise.
I know. You guys didn't even get to see 75% of what's happening here that is just mind-blowingly cool, but I didn't want to keep you here for 3 hours.
Hey,
so.
but thanks so much, though, for having us on this project. It means a lot to
Anytime.
us. This has been an absolute blast.
This has been so cool. We are this close to getting ready for our 4-way inspection. And stay tuned because our next episode is going to be all about the altitude control technology system. And some of our exterior materials got started yesterday or the day before. So stay tuned for that. We may even have a special guest on that episode. So you guys know you can find more information on social media or at The Build Show at Stephanie Builds It. Check out Chesley Electric if you're here in Utah and you're looking for a killer electrical team. Otherwise, we'll see you next time on The Build Show.